Good morning, everybody. Good morning, YouTube friends, family, everybody. All right, so we've kind of already started this job site. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, we had a big old leaning red oak back that way. It was leaning over the house so much. I wanted to record it, but two of the reasons why I didn't record it was, one, I forgot the camera, so obviously I couldn't record. Two, it was leaning so much that I just wanted to concentrate more on the tree than on the video, and I didn't want to, you know, kind of get all mixed up. So that's the reason why I didn't record as well. Anyhow, we've still got a bunch more trees on this property. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. About 7 or 8 trees on this property, and a bunch of them are Virginia pines, and there's only about 3 white pines. And if you know these pines, you know how they grow. See how where I'm at right now, and the top just bows out that way, and you can also see in all these other ones, it's leaning back there, leaning. All these things grow. I don't know why they grow like that, but they just grow like that, and they're all scraggly, and these limbs have pine cones that get stuck on everything, literally everything. All right, so I cleaned this white pine up. It wasn't a part of the job. The client came out and he said, "Hey, go ahead and include it," and I was like, yes. And you know, that gives us more room to work. So I cleaned it up, took the top out, left the ring up there, and we're gonna use that spar to lower the limbs on this one, and to lower the top, also some of the bigger wood, and also this white pine as well. And then I'm probably gonna stop rigging it off up until maybe 3 feet below my foot, and then we're just gonna start chunking pieces out that way, because we're gonna have the machine yard them out and take them to the wood yard and stuff. But yeah, that's the plan for now, and I thought I'd record some of this just because make up for whatever footage I wasn't able to record on that red oak over there, because that red oak it was a big leaner. Oh, it's a short on my channel if y'all want to check it out. It says super leaning red oak, I think. So yeah, y'all can check that out somewhere up here. I'll put a link somewhere. It's gonna be up here maybe. I don't know, we'll see. But the point is, yeah, so I thought I'd record this to make up for whatever I didn't get you, for what I didn't get you guys. All right, here goes the first one. Alright, so this could go one of 2 ways. I could go up there, set my climbing line right, and then come back down and then start rigging, or I can rig as I go up. So, you know, you got options. I think what I'll do is I'll take out these two lower hanging limbs first, and then I'll go up there and set my climbing line, because I want to have more maneuverability for whenever I take the top out of this little white pine. Man, look at all this sap. And some of it's like hard, kind of like crystallized, and man. Okay, ahí va. Thank you. Yeah, nice job. Okay. Nice. Alright, so with this limb right here, I could just notch it and then kind of drop it. The only thing is, the holding wood on this thing tends to be, I don't know, sometimes it's strong and sometimes it isn't, but majority of the time it's just really fibrous. So if I try that, it might get hung up, and then whenever it swings back, it could go on top of the line. So to be on the safe side, it's best to tie it, you know. When in doubt, rope it out. All right, listo.
Thank you.
Alright, yeah, I mean, it's not the best thing to cut over your head, but sometimes you just, you have to, Are there other ways to do it? Probably. Could I have done it? Probably. But, like I said, there are times whenever you have to do it, and sometimes, like it's gonna sound a little contradictory. Sometimes the unsafe way is the safe way. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure some of y'all know what I mean. All right, so I think I'm gonna set my friction saver here. As y'all can tell, I think I'm pretty I'm pretty high up here, and that's a really steep angle right there. You see that, guys? It's doing this number, it's going this way. It's just looking up at it, it kind of looks bad. It's not until you're actually on it that you realize that, oh shoot, it is bad. But it comes with the job. That's just how it is. Sometimes I get asked, like, are you not afraid? Are you not scared? It's healthy. No, I'll just say this. Yes, I do get scared. I do get scared. I do. It's fear of heights is normal, and I always had a fear of heights, but climbing kind of helped me overcome that. Not to say that I'm not afraid of heights. I kind of still have that little bit in me. But anyways, the point is, in tree work, it's okay to have a healthy amount of fear, if that makes sense. Because if you're too comfortable, if you're just not scared at all, then that's whenever you get hurt. People get hurt. You get too confident and you're not scared at all, then yeah, it'll affect you too. And then if you're way too scared, well then also you can't do anything, you can't work. So it goes both ways. But anyways, yeah, to answer some people's questions, yes, I do. I have a healthy amount of fear. Not a whole lot, but yeah, I've got a little bit, and it's okay. The top of this white pine is lodged into this thing because of the sap. All right, there we go. All right. See what we can do here. Gotta go down a little bit more. Okay, I think that's pretty good there. Kind of set it above this one, and then set another one just right below right here. That way, if that one happens to break off, you got this one below here holding it. All right, so what he did down there is normally we run it through the porta wrap, but with the porta wrap it adds friction, And then the regular ring also has friction. It's not the same as a block. A block is smooth because it runs on the inside. That one is just friction and then friction down there. So what he did is that he attached a steel carabiner to the portal wrap, and then he ran the rope through the carabiner. That way it's uniform, that way straight up and down, and that way he's not just holding it. And it also adds the perfect amount of friction for something as light as this, and that way he doesn't have to stand far away and stuff like that. But what would be better is if you tie that carabiner to the end of a rope and then tie that rope onto the trunk of the tree. That way it's not just metal on metal. It's better if it's rope on metal rather than metal on metal. Ready?
Thank you.
Do you guys see the way this thing flung back? That thing was like this. Now it's straight. Well, yeah, that's things you got to watch out for, little stuff like that. That was good. This thing's getting all sapped up right here. All sappy. Don't get sappy on me now. But white pines have a whole lot of sap, as the Virginia pines, and steel core lanyard would be best, but it's just a little heavier. But rope lanyard works as long as you're not using a friction cord or something. Then you're fine. I use a rope grab with mine. It's a lot better. Listo.
Thank you.
Alright, so see you guys, sometimes whenever you have a leaner like this, it's okay to leave some stubs. For example, those up there are helping me from swinging all the way this way, so I can be in a good position. That, or you can always add a little friction cord right here with the carabiner attached to it, and clip it on here. That way you don't slide back and forth as well. I mean, there's many ways. Okay, ahí va. Nice job.
Thank you.
Okay. Good job.
Thank you.
Alright, with this one I'm going to let it hang just because you got more slack here, and by the time it reaches there it's probably going to barely brush those wires, so we got to take that into account. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it hanging. That way it's just hanging directly past the line a little bit, and then I'll cut the rest of it off, and that way it swings there. Because if I just cut the whole thing, it could do that, but you know, just another way. And lower your flip line here, that way it doesn't grab you. There we go. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, now another way of doing that, if you're worried about it barber chairing, I wasn't really worried about it just because I'm back here, so even if it does break off, it's not gonna hurt me. But you could just make a big hinge. Whenever it closes, it still hangs on. Like I said, this stuff peels a lot, so whenever you do make a hinge, it doesn't pop straight off unless it's a really heavy limb. Then it does pop off. But but most of the times it still peels off and it kind of hangs on, so you can make a hinge as well. Watch, I'll show you with, maybe with that limb I'll show you. Actually, I think I did it with the past limb, so maybe you can see it from there too. All right. See what I mean? I made the face cut, but it still hung on.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm at the top again, and what I'm doing is I'm gonna take out two more limbs. That way it's not as heavy for that spar. And up here, tighten this as much as I could, and I doubled my flip line right here. That way I have more. That way it has more friction. It kind of holds on right there. That way I don't twist around. So yeah, that's the plan.
Thank you.
All right, y'all, so here's the moment of truth. I'm about to take the top out. I'm gonna take it out about right here at this level. That way it's not too heavy for that spar, and that way it's not too heavy for him too, because he's gonna run it through the beaner instead of running it through the porta wrap, because I need him to let it go. As soon as it hits that spar, I need him to let it run. If he has it through that porta wrap, then it's not gonna run because there'd be too much friction. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I made a wide face cut. That way it has plenty of time to go without it, you know, before it breaks. And I also did the little slits on the side. That way it doesn't peel down and pull me with it. So that's the plan. Okay, I think I'll finish it off with a handsaw. Okay, ahí va. Woo! Good job. Oh man, that was perfect. That's where the handsaw comes in handy. At least if I drop it, it's not gonna hurt anything. So that was all good. Ok, ahí va. Espera, cuidado con la luz. Kind of figured that was going to happen just because this was so high, and then also with the ring being there, I knew it was going to twist around the tree, but I wasn't really worried about that because I know it wasn't going to reach the cable, because it'll eventually unravel with the amount of weight that it has on it. It goes around and then it comes back around again, and even if it doesn't come all the way around, you know, it's got some weight on it, so it'll pull it down even if it's wrapped around the tree one time or something. So it was all good. Now the rest of this stuff is going to be cake. The only one I was really worried about was the top, and then also the first log. This is basically almost eye level, so we're okay. Okay. Nice job.
Thank you.
Ahí va. Agárralo. Qué luz. ¡Ah, mi lazo!
Okay.
Claro. She wrapped around my rope, it still come off. There we go, ahí está ya va quitando. Ahí está.
Nice.
Good job. Look at that. See, now we're able to tip tie a bunch of this stuff, and it's just a lot easier. Look at all that sap. Look at all this sap right here. It's okay. It's gumming up the rope right there, my lanyard, my climbing line. That's a good thing. Okay, so I was about to bring up my brand new Blue Moon. I was going to use the rope wrench here, but I'm glad I didn't. Rube was the one that told me not to bring it up. I was going to bring it, and he's like, hey, isn't it going to get covered with sap? And I was like, nah. But then I decided to listen to him, and he was right. See, my rope is covered in sap now, so I'm glad he told me that. Thank you, Rube. Okay, ahí va. Good job.
Don't come all the way around up here if you want to. Thank you. Turun jalan belum ya? Ya.
Thank you. Nice job.
Thank you.
Now what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and flip a log. This one's a little too long. We don't have enough height, so it's probably going to go into the ground and then flip, but it's all right. He's got to come along down there. He's going to tighten it, and then from there, he's just going to pull down on the rope. Very good. We were going to cut that branch off anyway, so it helped us.
Thank you.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and drop these things. That way, if there are any small pieces, you can go ahead and cut them off and throw them in the trailer while it's still up here. Because once we get that thing loaded, I mean, it's not going to get full, but once we get it loaded, we're going to pull it down. We're going to back it down there where the chipper is, and we're going to pull the chipper up here instead. So that's why we're going to go ahead and drop them.
Nice.
Good job. That's perfect. I stabbed a little stick in here a while ago because I told him it was going to land about right here. And it did. Look at that. Perfect. Mwah. Alright, this is the super leaning one I was talking about a while ago. It's still got a forward lean to it. So I have him to pull, I'm having him to pull in the same spot. But I'm going to put it right here. We probably could put it there. Actually, I think we can put it there. Alright, yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, we'll drop it here. I was thinking about dropping it here, having to pull there and putting it here, but since we're going to be pulling it there, I'll just go ahead and drop it right there. Pretty good. Okay. See if we can stack this stuff here. Nice.
Good. Good job.
Perfect. This is pretty good. Look at that, the wedges were barely away from the hinge. But it's still pretty good. Alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a back cut first. Just because it's so small that way I can fit a wedge in behind it. And then I'll do the face cut. Perfect.
Woo, nice. Nice, nice.
Very good. See that hinge still came out good, face cut good. Only thing was I wasn't quick enough, so it was sitting on the saw already. You can kind of see where I cut in right here a little bit too much. I should have stopped and then knocked it out with the axe. Pulled it out and I went ahead and did that last cut. Came out and it went perfect right there in the spot where we were aiming. Perfect last one. These guys all dropped in the same spot. So we're gonna go ahead and chip, but then we realized that with these gone, it leaves open like some more room for this one. So I think we'll go ahead and take this one down while we still have some time, and then we'll get the other ones done another day. That way it seems like we had something. That way it seems like we did something. Nice plan. Obviously we were working. We always work. It's what we do. It's what everyone does. Okay, I'm gonna head up there. So this is what I have set up. I came up here. I could go a little higher, but I'll choose not to. I could set her up there and run it through here and, you know, do a natural crotch, but I'd rather it run a little smoother and not shake me as much. So I ran a little block here, and I'll run it through this one right here. And what I'll do is to keep this from hanging inside this maple, because I know I can't get it to go that way to the right. So what I'll do is I'll use its weight to my advantage. So run it through there, run it underneath the main stem, and show you guys here in a little bit. Kind of run it around, but it would be ideal for you to catch the rope, not not let it wrap around like I did. Like that. Do a running bowl in here. If it'll tie because of so much sap on the rope. And then see, and then I'll just put a notch there, and then whenever it comes down, it'll swing around this way because it's inside of this, crotch right here. So that's the plan. Ok, suéltalo. Todo, completo, todo. Dale. Very good.
Let's go.
So you see that it worked out, having it inside this one and running it underneath that one allowed it to swing around this way. Very good.
Thank you.
Alright, so I'm kind of hesitant to send it just like that, just because there's wind. And whenever there's wind, well, you know how wind is, it blows things. And if I happen to send it, and if the wind catches it just right, it'll land right on top of that little, I don't know what it is, grapes or something, muscadine. And I don't want it to land on top of that. The only thing I can do is either rope it down or wait till the wind calms down just like it is now, and don't waste any time, and go ahead and notch it and then go ahead and cut it. Ah, cut through the hinge. Oh man. Alright, so what happened here was I was so focused on the wind that I cut through the right side of my hinge, and it caused it to come out this way. Had I just gone all uniform through it and not worried about the wind, it would have landed exactly right where I wanted it. But it happens, you know, I was more focused on one thing than the other, so. But no harm caused. I can get it dislodged from there, no problem. In hindsight, you know, there's always that one thing that you could go with. You always have that voice in the back of your head saying, you know, just go ahead and tie it. So but like I said, it's all right. It happens. Thank you. Ahí va. Thank you. Thank you.
Dale. Nice.